Greetings to you all, beautiful people of South Africa, Africa and the world. My name is Joseph Moshidi, aka DJ Boogieman International, aka Moshidi Monyanya, coming to you on this bright winter morning, the 5th of June 2025. Though a bitter and sour day, as we have lost one of our colleagues in the arts industry, Mr. Presley Chweneyagae, best known for his leading role in the Oscar-winning film Cobrizi, and also known as Cobra on the popular telenovela The River. He passed away on the 27th of May 2025, and he will be laid to rest this coming Saturday on the 7th of June 2025. He was aged 40 years only. Today, it will be his memorial service to be held at the South African State Theatre to join my colleagues in the arts, as we'll be saying, well done, recognizing his works and saying the last goodbyes to him. And one of the first people that we'll be talking to is one of the legends in the industry that worked with him in the past, Mr. Sanku Bokaba, aka Advocate Bopape, on the SABC's Skeem Saam, and also as Andries Maseko on ETV's Scandal. Please join me. Let's go.
This is Green Village podcast, and today we must be theater, more Pretoria, more memorial service wa Presley Chweneyagae, Renali Patrick Bokaba here. How are you?
I'm fine, and I'll be better.
Okay. How well do you know Presley?
Well, we met at the very same theater precinct, and doing a show called what was it first that we did together? It was Julius Caesar, directed by Paul Boom, and it was back then in the year 2003. He was just a tiny young man, a teenager who possessed a very huge talent in him.
So, how was the experience like?
Well, it was a very, I would say, intense kind of experience, because rigorously during rehearsals, you would see even during rehearsals breaks. When you watch him as young as he was, because he was playing a big character, a huge character. I think it was Cases of Brutus and stuff. And I wondered, because back then when we were doing this show, I had an experience of doing Shakespearean shows before.
Okay.
But now I was mixed with young group of actors, and he was one of them, Zenzon Kobe, and him, and the one that people know from The River as Chabalala, Buitumelo, Chuck, we call him Chuck, and all other actors that were there. They were young, Mandla Gaduka. So you'd wonder, first day in rehearsal, when you look at these young men, and you wondered if these people would be able to handle the characters that they were given to play in this Shakespearean show, Julius Caesar and stuff. And I doubted, to be honest with you, I doubted as I looked at them. Maybe it's the structure, and because they were just teenagers and all that. But boy, I tell you, the first day in rehearsals because they were prepared from first day. I think he knew his lines and stuff. And I was like, wow, such a young man and holding himself like this in a Shakespearean play like that. It was not something that is simple, that I know even big actors even today, veterans or legends, can be able to play in Shakespearean's and shows, you know, and let alone presenting themselves and handling the language. Shakespeare. But he was one of those, a shining light, a bright light in the ensemble of Julius Caesar production.
Okay, so Toba so ba lo hore mbanya ko tsenela acting industry ke eng ntho ka ba botsang yona?
And taking it from him.
Yes.
You can't just be an actor, because I always hear young actors or young aspirant actors or wannabes. Every time they will send you messages. What about BBM? About DM.
Yeah, they
DM.
They DM.
So they will DM you.
Okay.
And ask for not even advices.
Okay.
Or no, or fage mo. More agency. And the first question that will come from me, okay, how ready are you? And then the person will say, ready how?
Yes.
Or no, now I want to act in a generation Skeem, Saam and all that. Okay, fine. Ready, I mean, or create training acting now. No, I don't need training and stuff. I don't know why young people always think acting is simple. It's one of the difficult things to do.
Yeah.
And in the industry itself, it's not just an easy industry. And then everything so it requires hard work, for readiness. And ube teachable and train. Go to acting school. It will help you a lot. This is what Presley did. He started at the age of 10 and he came to the State Theatre. There was a development school here. He continued. He went to TUT even if he dropped out because he was doing Totiko Koyona. So I'm saying to young people, if you want to be an actor, be prepared to go to school and be teachable and have a teachable spirit. Yes.
Okay. So today is memorial service wa Presley, and we know how Presley from go fase aya go dimo ante ali busy le mmona gore ka nne to be ali brave enough. So like, how do you feel about this since well o berekile le ene o feel about today? O feel ka ro ka celebrate or o feel sad? How do you feel about this thing?
I don't know, there are mixed feelings because I don't know kereng and I mean I'm still mourning the death of my mother, who passed on about 2 months, 3 months back. And now I was with Presley a week before he passed on.
Okay.
And at a party go Pretoria North, celebrating one of the legends, Memediteko. It was the 60th anniversary. Okay. We're celebrating her. And then we had a brief chat in Ali and Amotoko on the sites. And we spoke about the status quo of the industry, how the industry sometimes gets to be unkind to us as actors and hardworking actors. And we spoke a lot about the challenges thereof that are here in this industry and all that. And as we spoke and we continued, I got reminded March we received, and I don't know many people know that, we received awards, lifetime awards.
Wow.
March this year.
Okay.
And he didn't make it to go Momo Sterland, Momo Pretoria.
Okay.
So when he received the award, he wasn't there. He sent Musadiwaga, and Musadiwaga, when she got to the stage, she ascended the stage, and what she said, I don't know if South Africa, when they listen to this, how they're going to feel about it. Musadiwaga was here. You know, Presley said to me, on Rometimo, because it's not available today. Okay, go and represent me. But hey, this award young sir, because it's an award your lifetime.
Yeah.
No, or after receiving this award, yes, chaya.
Yeah. Wow.
That was March.
Okay.
So it's barely 3 months. It's not even 3 months now. And he said those words.
Wow.
So, but I was discussing it with some people later, my fellow actors at the back of the stage, Drama State Theatre.
Okay.
And some of them are, no, I shouldn't have given him this award. He was very young because this award's a lifetime. It's the legends and stuff. And I said to them, look at it this way. Those people didn't know.
Yes.
When they gave him and honored him with a lifetime award.
Yeah.
Little did they know within a space of time, in 2 months' time, Presley will be no more. So it was befitting for them to give him that award, to say thank you for your contribution in this world, for what you have done, because he's loved by many people.
Too much.
So they gave him that. It was befitting for him to receive that award. Yes.
Okay, thank you so much.
And we did again, as you can see, I don't know, the camera is watching. We did this show not so long ago, 2010, right here. The very same stage where they are celebrating him. We did a show called Kalushi, the story of Solomon Masango. And when we did this show, he was marvelous. I played, I think, about 13 characters in that show with big names and stuff. And he had about 8 monologues as well. Wow. So me and him carried the show because of those many monologues that we had, but there were big names in the ensemble was out of this world. It was directed by Cobrizi, co-written by Paul Boom as well, and then also Mandla Dube, who was the producer as well.
Ke di show tse kae tse di dileng kaofela?
Nna le ena re dirile show tse I think take 2. We did Julius Season 2003, and we did Kalushi, Solomon Masango, the story of Solomon Masango, not long ago. So as I'll be moving out here, there's some young man I'm looking at right now, and then after this, I'm going to ask him to come here and say something, because he's the one who honored us with South African Creative Arts Awards. They call them Saka this year and stuff, but it will happen maybe after this, after you've cut this, and then I'm going to talk to him on behalf of the awards, to say maybe even if it's 5 minutes or so.
Okay.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
beautiful people. Today we're with Patrick Sanku Bokaba. Sorry. So, Patrick Sanku Bokaba, is that right? Yeah, how did you meet Presley?
Presley, it's unbelievable how we got to meet. It was like 22 years back in the very same theater when we had our first performance together. We did a show called Julius Caesar. I played Caesar and he played, if I remember very well, it was Cassius or Brutus. Yeah, but it was way back in 2003. As a youngster, he was a very tiny young man, but a brilliant performer. Would, shock everyone with his performances, especially because he was a very young, a teenage actor, but we would see performing alongside him that there's a great talent that is lying there.
As you know, most of us know him for his acting role. But then what role did he play in your life?
Well, because I was way older than him, and that says a lot about my age and his age. And when I say to you, he was 18 years and I was more than, I think, 10 years older than him. What shocked me is that we were doing a show which has a way in which actors should always present the language, the English language then, and how the performance should be from each and every one of us, also as an ensemble. But for the young person as him, when he held those long monologues, we were like wondering as to, at that age, 18 years, a young person like that would hold a role like that, a bigger role, which was played by many stalwarts in the industry for many years before he was even born. So we were amazed, but the level at which he presented himself during rehearsals and stuff, he was a hard worker. He worked very hard because he knew he had to shine on stage. So we learned, even if I was older than him, but one would learn a lot, especially with his a level or the prowess of presenting yourself as an actor before the multitudes of audiences and stuff. But as I always say, it starts from the rehearsals and stuff. But how he held himself in rehearsals, that is something that will never ever, all of us, those who worked with him in the industry, especially the theater fraternity, would never forget. He was a master as a young actor and to date. So he presented himself as someone who was professional even in that young age.
And we can see that basically we can see the vision and we can see the hard work that he has put in on the project that he has formed in the foundation. What do you think he wanted people to remember him by when he created foundation?
Well, I think from him, there's one thing that I would relate, because I think that's something that I have in me and I possess. It's humility, because he wanted to impart that stance of humility as someone that was known all over the world, not only in South Africa, but because remember he did Tsotsi and they went all the way to Hollywood to receive the award, and as the foundation thereof was to create and multiply the kind of humility that he possessed himself. And he wanted people to understand that also if you are a big star, that you are known all over the world, but if you keep it cool and then you become someone that will always, when they look at other people, that they come and approach you at all times, you'll be someone who will humble himself before all these people. It's something that I think he did it for them so that he can give back. Because if you are known and you are prominent, everyone would want a piece of you. But he wanted to give something back to the community by sharing himself
with the communities, with the people, with the citizens, and all nations of this world, and of which, because he did movies that were seen around the world, it's something that everyone in the world would see him and stuff. And he did his piece of contribution in this world, and he died empty. I would say he died empty, because when you die full, it means you didn't export what was supposed to be exported from your talents and all that. He did take what he was given when he was born and give it back to the community and to the world and everyone out there.
Giving back to the community, is it giving back to the youth?
To the youth, because that's how he started. He started as a 10-year-old at Mabana in Mafikeng and stuff. But he understands, because when he was very young, he worked very hard. And it was something that he wanted to impart in the young people around the world, so that people can see, and in the communities, not only in Mafikeng, not only in Pretoria, but everywhere, so that young people can understand that even if you are a youngster, you can be someone that's known, that can be prominent as young as you are, and give what you have and back to the communities.
So basically, if Presley was still living inside you, if Presley was living inside you, what message, what lesson do you think he would give to the young ones out there?
Presley would say, my brother, because those are it's actually how we related, and not so long ago, about a week before he passed on, we were at a party at one of our, celebrating one of the legends in the industry, Maseko, at her 60th birthday. So we had a brief chat, myself and him, and we discussed a lot of stuff that relates to our industry and all that. But that's one thing that he said to me, that, you know, much as industry, it's not at times not that kind to some of us. We need to keep it cool. We need to stay focused and stuff. But he'd want to say to me, my brother, you're my big brother. I've learned from you, and it was an exchange. Your gift and my gift, it was an exchange when we worked together. We did a show about 23 years ago, Julius Caesar. We did another show called Kalushi. And this is the show that we did. He was very young as well, 2010. The story of Solomon Mahlangu was directed by the artistic director here at the State Theatre, Cobrizi. And we had lots and lots of interacting together with him. But what he'd say to me, he'd say, my brother, just keep it right there. And we know you as someone that is prayerful. Keep it like that. We once had a conversation about prayer, because they all know, the people that I always work with, they understand me as someone who puts God first and stuff. And that's something that he learned also from me, to say during rehearsals, before rehearsals, I would kneel down at the theater at the corner, create my altar and pray and all that. And he knew that it's something that would keep me going in the industry. That's how he saw me. He would say to me right now, my big brother, Mhoki, that's what he once said to me. Keep it right there. Keep praying. And keep the torch in the industry aloft and alight, so that the world can see that we are not just an ordinary people that God created. We are extraordinary beings that can make a difference around the world, because we are here and we coexist with all other human beings. Keep that humility, keep praying, keep your cool, and interlink with everyone that's around you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
So there you have it, the teachings of Presley and the belief of the great. My name is Toriso Redzeng, and thank you for this interview.
Thank you.
That was baptism, so you are now baptized.
You are now baptized. Thank you,
Thank you.